Thank you again for all of your support. This is Michelle. I'm Michelle, and this is my channel, Born Without Boundaries. Please do click subscribe and that little red button below, the rectangle, and then also look next to it, I think it's near it, and click that bell so that you get notifications. I will be going live today. I try to go live 5 to 6 times a week. It's only been 5 right now, but I love to go live. I'm loving the lives. It's become such a rewarding experience that I'm trying to do it as often as possible. And the only way that you'll know that is if you click the subscribe, if you click the notification button. Thank you for all your support. Scorpios, especially, Taurus, especially, everybody who watches my videos, they seem to be very popular in terms of those 2 signs specifically. So I want to give you a special round of thanks. But to all of you who watch my videos, and especially those people who comment, those comments mean the world to me. I'm very grateful for them. And honestly, in the thousands of comments I've gotten over the past week, there's only been one that was anywhere near troll status. And to me, that just goes to show that there's more goodness in the world than badness and malice. And that is a message that I wanted to share with you, to let you know that even if you're in a dark spot and surrounded by a lot of nasty people, believe me when I say on the other side of them, there's a far larger contingency of good. Really. So we're going to go into our daily reading. I always use the Talisman and Cauldron tarot deck. This was created by my friend Laura, who owns Talisman and Cauldron. It's a spiritual store in Derby, Connecticut. Her and her partner China created this deck together. It was a labor of love that took, I don't know, between 1 and 2 years. And it's finally been released. I use this deck all the time. It's got a very interesting way of communicating. And I have to say, there's a lot of tidbits in this deck in terms of the imagery that it shares that make me see something new every single day. I'll include the link. Gina, hi, from Tudor Rose Tarot. I loved being a part of your live last night, and I hope you got the link that I sent, because this is a great deck. I agree. Want you to know, if this is the first time you've come to the channel, I always sage and then reorganize my deck. So this is what I have to go through. I have to, the process I have to engage in order to know that when I pull a reversal, it's meant to be read as a reversal. So that I do read reversals, and I go through this process specifically in order to validate for myself that yes, in fact, the reversal is meant to be read as a reversal. So now that I've said that, let's get into the daily energy for today. Now remember, if you're watching these dailies every single day, I'm going to tell you they're probably not all going to resonate with you. Just because this is general energy for many people watching, and it's okay. First of all, I appreciate the fact that you would watch every day. The fact that you're engaging in the channel and supporting the channel means a great deal to me. But the bottom line is, a general reading is not going to resonate with you every day. So if it's not resonating with you, just turn the video off. That's fine. I just hope you come back for the lives and the dailies and then the zodiac signs that come out each week. Also, I'm not anxious to hear. I'm interested in hearing what you guys think, like what you would like more readings of. I feel like I don't do enough romance-focused readings. Usually my readings are general life and support and mental health readings, essentially. But I don't, mental and emotional health, uplifting, spiritual messages meant to encourage and guide. But I don't do a lot of romance readings, and I'm thinking maybe I should. I'm missing my Wisdom of the Golden Path Oracle deck. I want excuses to use that one more. So I'll keep creating different content, fun content, and you keep subscribing and sharing my videos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the share that I got yesterday. That is the highest form of flattery, really is. Shares help the channel just as much, if not a little bit more than subscriptions. So I really appreciate it. Knight of Swords, communication coming in. Communication coming in, but also somebody who fights in your favor. Somebody, or maybe just this is you getting on your own side. But this is an opportunity being communicated to you. Could also be a young man. A young man as in 18 to 25, so not a child. Air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Five of Pentacles. Feeling left out in the cold. Feeling like you have nothing. Feeling empty or being left, being rejected. Followed by the Ace of Pentacles. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So interesting right now. I don't want to speak on it till I have more cards. But the Ace of Pentacles, as you guys all know, is abundance. Page of Wands, confidence. A new, fresh sense of confidence. Opportunity and a passion. This is definitely a younger person. I know one reader specifically calls the Page of Wands a fuckboy card. Essentially because it has a very youthful, immature energy. And if a Page of Wands, usually a fire sign, I always think of Sagittarius more than anything, but Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo comes into your life, this could very well be somebody who brings fun and happiness and joy to you, but the relationship doesn't last very long. Coming from being left out in the cold. Oh, okay. The World in reverse. So this is and then the Devil is the central card. Okay. That's very interesting. This is for the energies of today. You know, I woke up, my son got a sign. He texted me that a raven had come and sat on the passenger side of his Jeep. So he told me, take care. And I said, heard, understood, but also understand that raven is a message of truth. There's a reason why shaman and witches and wizards are always pictured with ravens, because it's a messenger of truth. And a lot of times I think that's why we think that raven is a bad sign, because when truth comes out, it can hurt. Victory. Movement, rapid movement. The World being in reverse. Honestly, the fact that the Devil is the central card. This is Capricornian energy. This is controlling energy. This is also vices getting the best of us. So the central theme right now is this focus and understanding of the cycle of our lives and what we're going through, and maybe all the pain that we've been feeling or the bad things coming up are all centered on one thing, and that's the vices in our lives. Those things in our lives that we use to escape, to feel better about ourselves, to lean on instead of leaning on spirit. Knight of Cups. She came out sideways though. I feel that there has been, today of all days, this feeling of almost like ominous, this feeling of this feeling in the air like something is about to happen that is going to interfere with the progress that I've made. And that in and of itself can be a temptation, a pitfall. In other words, the devil showing up to whisper in your ear all the doubts and all the negative things that will make you full of fear, so that you forget about all the good, so that you forget and stop focusing on your path forward. Understand that he is a constant visitor on the path. Deception, there you go. And then the Four of Cups, which is disinterest and not realizing your blessings. 100% This is a very important reading, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because it's warning us, it's letting us know, it's revealing 100% that the devil is near. But the truth is the devil is inside of us, so the devil is always near. Understood? It's fear. When you are on a path for a greater good, a greater purpose, for a better life, that's the last thing that the devil wants you to have. And so this isn't a person, it's an energy that always comes around. And you see this, they deal with this a lot in the Bible too. And they personify it in terms of the roles being played. Jesus, the devil, angels, they personify those images. But the truth is, this is a journey that humans always struggle with, especially humans looking to manifest something and create something beautiful that you have a lot of energy around, that you've wanted since you were young. You know, whether this be a new relationship, but I think it has something more to do with, this is a delay. This is the delay of a life cycle. In other words, you've recently experienced bumps in the road on the path that you're journeying. Bumps in the road in the relationship that you may belong to. Bumps in the road in finding a job. Bumps in the road of your creative process. Whatever project you're working on. Just bumps in the road in your life. And that is literally the devil. The devil's way of setting you up to turn back. The devil's way of whispering those fears and distracting you from the fact that you are actually being celebrated. You are actually triumphant. That those bumps in the road are just bumps that, well, they're bumps. I mean, roads are not smooth when you first start blazing the trail. They're not. There's no such thing as a paved blazed road. There's not. There's just not. You know, the branches are going to smack you in the face. The stones and pebbles are going to trip you up. And they're not even the devil. They're just stones and pebbles and branches in your face. That's all they are. That's all they are. The truth is that the devil is that voice inside your head that says, this is a sign, turn back. There's no way you're going to make it. You know how stupid you're being? How do you think this is going to work for you? You know how impossible this is? Look at you. Is anybody around you? Look at how much work you have ahead of you. How do you think this is ever going to happen? That's the devil. And that's why he's the central card. Because we have been experiencing in the energy, in the ether, and I woke up feeling this today, that temptation to disbelieve. And I'm so glad that it came out. Yeah. And the world card in reverse sits right. And I want to tell you, I really want to use Laura's words here. Like I said, Laura was the person who wrote this deck, who created this deck. I want to use her words because they're very important for you to hear, because they're dead on. They're exactly what's happening. The world reversed. Partial success, unfinished business. Delays, more hard work needed to bring about success. Feels like life is falling apart. Feels like life is falling apart. After effects of divorce or death. Now, readers always form a connection with their cards, and I always yield to that, because that's the language that the ether and the reader come up with. Please hold. Thank you for that pause. I know you didn't experience the pause. It was a pause. Message from my son came in, and the reason why I'm sharing it is because I needed the reminder of the good things in my life, and I needed the reminder of just how loved and how much love is surrounding me. I am surrounded by love. I am surrounded by light. I am surrounded by angels morning, noon, and night. And we will experience delays on our path. And yes, that's true. Listen, especially when you're blazing a new trail. In other words, you're manifesting your dreams coming true. Especially when this has never been done before. There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, because not because it's a sign you should turn back, but because there were rocks there before you got there. And in order for you to be there and blaze the trail, you have to remove the rocks. All this is saying is the truth of the situation is there is more hard work to be done before you get your victory. And there's deception in this idea that what you have right now or what's going to come to you will not be gratifying, will not be enough. That's deception. That's the devil's tongue in your ear. This isn't about Christianity. It's about the iconic understanding of what that iconic symbol of that the devil means. It's a temptation to take you down from the inside out. It's a temptation to let your lack of self-confidence, low self-esteem, fear, insecurities take you down, to listen to them more than, he just loves having people be his bitches. This is what the devil does. This is what fear does. Now there's that healthy kind of fear that, just like we get afraid. I mean, that's natural. That's natural, But there's nothing to fear but fear itself. In that when you listen to fear, you become the slave of it. I am here to tell you that the hardship you are experiencing is not a message that this isn't coming. It's a message that more work has to be done for victory to arrive. But victory is coming. And you're going to be tempted that maybe progress isn't coming fast enough. And this Page of Cups came out sideways. So there's this right now, or moving forward, maybe over the next week or 2 weeks, there's this feeling of emptiness. There's this feeling of emotional insecurity. But it's deceptive. It is literally trying to steal your attention away from the opportunities, or the abundance you already have. Trying to steal your attention away so you don't appreciate it. We do this all the time. Right now, say 3 things you're grateful for. 3 things that are in your life right now that you know are absolute blessings. And beyond your fear, say them out loud. Because they are not going to be taken from you. That's the truth. That's the secret. The truth is, those are the light that are leading you out of the dark. And by not acknowledging those things that you have in your life right now, by not acknowledging them, you're choosing to turn from the light and listening to the dark, that sucking of your energy, that beast that feeds off of you, instead of what nourishes you and what gives you life. You're distracted. And this is that coming mentality of being distracted. Being distracted or being disinterested in what you have now. Because you're so focused on, the only time I'm going to be happy is when I get this. What a horrible, horrible life. Because there's happiness right in front of you right now. What do you actually think success looks like? For me, it's winning an Academy Award. And it seems like it's impossible. But what about this? The day that I win an Academy Award, do I honestly think that I won't walk out of that beautiful theater and get mud on my dress? You know what I'm saying? It's like reality is always around you. When your ultimate dreams come true, is that the end of the road? That's not the end of the road. The truth is, even the dreams that you've dreamt right now that you think will lead to your ultimate happiness, the truth about those things is they're just another benchmark in your life. And you have to find something beyond that too. That the real beauty and the real abundance is just the breath that you have in your lungs right now. Is the joy that you have available right now. And yes, those larger successes are truths. They are realities. Just waiting for us to, in our linear existence, catch up and experience them. But if we decide that only when we reach those benchmarks are we going to be happy, we're going to have a miserable life. Because we're going to be missing out on so much joy that's here right now. Right now. I see the Knight of Cups and I always think of you filling your own cup. This offer that's fulfilling. You know, the thought, and the fact that this is sideways is just the thought of what really fills you up is actually stealing your happiness now. I've been talking to a lot of people lately, and our conversations are illuminating for me. They make me realize how much of this energy is swarming around all the time. When will I be loved? When will this happen to me? When will I meet my Prince Charming, the perfect woman? When will you live in the now? When will you realize that happiness attracts happiness, abundance attracts abundance, and that even if you've just, like worst case scenario, you've just lost your spouse or someone dear to you, you're mourning their passing, and you've lost your house, and you've literally you have nothing material or on this earth that would justify you finding joy. It's almost like the story of Job, which the devil was a very prominent character in. Hey, God, let me test him. Because the truth is, this is the way the devil thinks, the fear, that draining energy things. The only reason why Job is happy is because he has all these wonderful things and he's never experienced any hardship. As soon as you start putting hardship on these people, they're not going to love you as much. They're not going to believe in you. They're going to totally forget you're even there. That's what the devil tries to prove every time, is that even when there are dark times, when things aren't moving fast enough or going our way, that we'll lose touch with spirit and become his victims. Think of your worst fear. Realize it right now inside yourself. Be honest. Be honest. It's hypothetical. I don't want you to say it out loud because we don't want those things to really happen. And the truth is, this is actually empowering those things to not happen. This exercise of letting it go. Of realizing that fear and saying, I have no control here. Because that's what the devil always seeks. That's why he chains people. He wants control. That if tomorrow this worst thing happened to me, and just thinking about it, I want to cry. That's how hard it is. I have no control. I have no control. I can affect my actions, I can affect my reactions, but these things that happen around me, I have no control. And in that statement, not that you don't have control over your life, you have participation in your life. You have participation in what you experience and how you experience them. You are constantly active. Yes, we do manifest our own reality. We don't control it. We create it. And that's a combined effort between us and the universe. So when it says bad things, when we get those whispers of those bad things in our ears and those worst case scenarios and those worst fears, I have no control. Of course you can shoot your arrows at me. Of course you can shoot them at the people I love. But that's not me. That's not me. That's your evil. That's you. And that's, in some part, life. Don't try to control if those arrows are coming or where they're coming from. The only thing that you can affect is your reaction to them coming. And the best shield is that faith. That you'll be able to duck and weave. Freaking matrix that shit. That energy and that ability, that creativity and abundance of manifestation, you have it. You have everything you need to overcome those bumps, those bruises, those disappointments. It's all here right now. And so when you walk into that studio and you are completely triumphant, triumph will be nothing new to you. It will be just another benchmark in that long road of your life that's filled with joy, even when you encounter obstacles. Bless me. I know I needed to hear this. I know I needed to confront it. I know you did too. That fear that creeps in when, once again, we've woken up and all of our wildest dreams, our expectations haven't come true. That feeling of being left out in the cold and having nothing, when in fact, this is part of our kingdom. Dear viewer, when you think of Camelot, you think of crowns, you think of jousting, you think of the round table, you think of the glory. Don't you think Camelot has sewers and toilets too? And you pave that first. Doesn't mean you're not building your Camelot. It means you're building it securely. It's all part of it. And the only real bad thing is the fear. And that voice in your head that says, because it's hard, it's really not meant to be. Because it's not here yet, it'll never come. Bullshit. It's already yours. I'll talk to you later on the live. Bye, guys. It's not stopping. So, in conclusion to this morning's reading, I want to share a couple of stories. Two things I want to share with you. Number one, you know that new song by Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber? I cannot stop playing it. I fucking love it. I love that song. It's got a great beat. But there's this line in the song. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. There's this line in the song that goes, I'm crippled I'm crippled with anxiety, but I'm told I'm where I'm supposed to be. The idea that's, I don't know, I have to look. I think it's Ed Sheeran that wrote the song. Could be them both. But the fact that two people who are that successful, what society would deem as success, could be still crippled with anxiety and feel like the oddballs at a party. It's testament to, even when our wildest dreams come true, and Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber status, that is a good example of the wildest dreams coming true, right? You're still a person. At the end of the day, you're still a person. You're still a person. And these insecurities are always going to be with you. It doesn't stop you from being you. It's still you, just in a different room making more money. And yeah, that's what we all want. But we need to arrive there at a time when we realize that this is who we are and this is how we're always going to be. And ultimately, we're just the same person in a different room making more money. And we're being tested now to realize that when we come against a boulder or get impeded by that unfriendly obstacle, that's life. Not a sign we should stop. In fact, it's when we are tested by fear, that really teaches us how badly we want to be or get where we're going. So keep going. Bye, guys.